and enjoy as Theater Basics presents the Velveteen Rabbit. There was once a little girl who received quite a splendid rabbit in her Christmas stocking. She was fat and bunchy as a rabbit should be. Her coat was spotted brown and white. She had real thread whiskers and her ears were lined with pink sateen.
Look, Nana.
She really is quite charming. What else did you get in your stocking, dear?
Let's see. There are chocolate, almonds, oranges, a toy engine, and a clawboard mouse with the rabbit. Best of all.
For at least 2 hours, the girl loved the rabbit. But as the aunts and uncles and cousins arrived, the Velveteen Rabbit was forgotten on the nursery room floor. For a long time, the Velveteen Rabbit lived on the nursery floor. She was naturally shy, and not being as fancy as some of the more expensive toys, they often looked down on her.
Tara, excuse me. I'm fairly new here in the nursery. I was wondering if you could help me find my way. Terribly sorry, old chap. I'm a very important toy with very important business to attend to. You know, I'm a jointed rabbit, hand stick, a method for veterans. What are you made of, anyway? Well, sir, my fur is a soft velveteen, and my insides are filled with sawdust. Sawdust? When an outdated, unimportant material to be made of. Ha! Now, if you'll excuse me, I have great speeches to make with the military awards to discuss. She is mistaken about her level of importance. But she must be very important to discuss things like military awards. Such awards mean nothing compared to technology. I've many surgery. Perhaps I could do real things too. Do you have any wind-up springs? No. Any circuits of real identity? No. Do you even have a stick-out handle of any kind? No. It seems so I must practice one thing. You are a very commonplace toy. Nothing extraordinary at all.
Don't know about that. Then I can tell others of their importance, so that it's really for themselves.
The horse had lived longer in the nursery than any of the others. He was so old that his brown coat was bald in patches and showed the seams underneath. Most of the hairs in his tail were missing. He was wise, for he had seen a long succession of mechanical toys arrive to boast and swagger. He knew that they would never turn into anything else, for nursery magic is strange and wonderful, and only those playthings that are wise and experienced know anything about it.
Horse, what is real? Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?
Oh no, beloved. Girls are how you're made.
Does it mean making speeches and handing out awards, like the lion?
No. No. By the time you're But no. When you're real,
None of those things are.
none of those things are important for being real. When a child loves you for a long time, not just a little, but really loves you, then you become real.
Does it hurt?
Sometimes, but when you're real, you don't mind being hurt just a little.
Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?
No. By the time you're real, most of your hair has been loved off, your eyes stop out, you get loose to the joints in very shape. Except those things do not matter for being real. You cannot be ugly except for people who do not understand you.
How long does it last?
Once you're real, you cannot become real again. Real lasting always.
Are you real, Horse?
The girl's uncle may be real a long time ago.
I think it would be a long time before this message called real could happen to a toy like me.
There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery. Sometimes, for no reason whatsoever, she went swooping about like a great wind and hustled the toys away into the toy boxes. Nana called this process tidying up. and it often made it very hard for the girl to find things she was looking for.
Come along, dear. It's time for bed. Have you brushed your teeth?
Yes, Nana, but I can't find my time table when I always sleep with.
Well, it's way past your bedtime, and I simply don't have time to look for it now. Here, take your old bunny instead. She's softer anyway.
Come on, Bunny, we can make nice pillows just like the rabbit in the forest.
And so every night, the Velveteen Rabbit slept with the girl, and when she would drop off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle up close. The Velveteen Rabbit became so happy with her new routine that she never noticed how her fur was getting shabbier, and all the pink had rubbed off her nose where the girl had kissed her. Spring came, and wherever the girl went, the rabbit went too.
It's time for bed, dear.
But Nana, my rabbit is out on the lawn. I forgot her when we were making burrows, and I can't seem to have her.
Fancy all the fuss for a toy.
But she isn't a toy, Nana. You mustn't say that. She's real.
That night, the Velveteen Rabbit knew the nursery magic had happened, and so much love stirred within her little sawdust heart that it almost burst. But that wasn't the only change that took place in the Velveteen Rabbit.
If I didn't know better, I'd say that old bunny has a knowing expression.
Then, one evening, something very unusual happened.
Watch out, Bunny. They're attacking my right. Take cover and anchor.
It's time to come in for dinner, little one.
Okay, Nana. Bunnies, you stay here in the burrow and keep an eye out for any movement. I'll be right back. Looky here. I've never seen you before. Hello, who are you? I'm the Velveteen Rabbit. Are you enemy movement? No, I'm a rabbit. Oh, I'm a rabbit too. But you must be a brand new rabbit and very well made. Your seams don't show at all and you change shape when you move. What are seams?
It was then that the Velveteen Rabbit noticed that she was not like this rabbit at all. She became very self-conscious.
Why don't you get up and play with me? I don't feel like it. It's an easy game to learn. All you have to do is jump. Well, I'd like to learn, but I don't believe you can. I can. I can jump higher than anything. When the girl throws me, I can touch the sky. Can you hop on your hind legs? Wait, you haven't got any hind legs. I'm sitting on them. And stretch them out gently like this. I don't like dancing. What kind of rabbit doesn't like dancing and jumping about? You don't smell right. You aren't a rabbit at all. You aren't real. I am real. The girl said so. Do come back and play with me. I'm back, Bunny. Oh, look. You seem to have made a new friend. She can be an ally in our friend campaign. And bring her more fun.
But they did not return to the garden the next day because the girl became ill with a terrible fever. Strange people came and went through the nursery, but the Velveteen Rabbit stayed very still.
Is she talking in her sleep? Is she still talking in her sleep?
Yes, Doctor. I try to keep her calm and still, and we have a nightlight running so that she doesn't become frightened.
Good. She needs to remain strong. Also, she'll need a medical help to get her figured out.
Right away, Doctor.
Your Nana will take very good care of you. I'll see you now.
I must stand close to the girl so that no one takes me away. My goodness, she is so very hot, but I just know she needs me right now.
So the Velveteen Rabbit snuggled in next to the girl and whispered to her all of the fun games they would play once she got better. Finally, the fever broke, and the girl was wrapped in a blanket and taken out to the balcony as the doctor made his final recommendation.
I recommend that to put the girls on cover. You take off to the seaside. The fresh air will be good for her health, and it will also give you more time to the arrow as well.
Hooray! We're going to the seaside to see the big waves and the tiny crabs and the sandcastles. The girls can be all about these things, and I can't wait to see them.
What about that
up for return. Spread out the other items so you're on your way. This time we must be disciplined.
And so the little bunny was put into a sack of infected toys and taken to the garden.
I just can't bring myself to burn all of her beloved toys. She's so attached to that shabby rabbit inside, it'll be all I can do to distract her with talk of the seaside. I'll just put them behind this shed here. She'll never know they're there.
When everyone went inside for the evening, the Velveteen Rabbit managed to wiggle herself out of the sack and began to think of those long sunlit hours playing in the garden with the girl.
What's the point of becoming real for all ends like this?
Just then, a genuine tear trickled down the Velveteen Rabbit's nose and landed on the ground. And right where the tear had fallen, a mysterious flower grew out of the ground. And out of the flower stepped a beautiful fairy.
Little rabbit, do you know who I am? No, ma'am, but you do seem very familiar. I am the magic nursery fairy. I take care of all the playthings that the children have left, and when they don't need them anymore, I come and take them away with me and turn them into real. Wasn't I real before? You were real to the girl because she loved you. Now you should be real to everyone. Now comply with me. Where are we? We are in the rabbit's clearing, where all the rabbits come to play when they're old and worn out. Come out, rabbits. I got you a new playmate. You must be very kind to her and teach her all she needs to know in Rabbit Land. Why don't you run and play? But I can't. I don't have any hind legs and my insides are made of sawdust. Then how are you catching your well, in that case, how are you scratching your nose right now? I'm scratching my nose. I'm scratching my nose with my hind leg. Hooray! I'm real rabbit. Well, thank you, nursery fairy, wherever you are.
Autumn and winter passed. And in the spring, the girl went out to play once again. While she was playing, a rabbit peeped out at her from the brush, and the girl stopped and looked closely at it.
Why, she looks in my nail funny when I walk around here. Yeah, come see us around in the garden. Thank you for helping me become real. I'll never forget you.
The end.